Hi, my name is Yuvraj and I just completed my 12th class. I come from a commerce background and this video will be a complete guide how to start your class 11th in the most perfect manner out there. I do wish that I had already gotten all of these details in my 11th, but still out of experience and जो भी चीज़ें मैंने सीखी हैं, I am bringing this video forward so that you don't have to go through what I did. Class 11th में आके, first of all, we have this very new field that we have chosen. I don't know if you're already having a choice in your head or you are willing to choose a certain stream, or you have already made the choice. Irrespective of that, these are just general guidelines that I wish that I had known in before I started my class 11, so that I had the proper resources that I wanted to excel in my classes or to excel in anything, any extracurricular activity that I always wanted to. Just before we start the video, I want to give you a brief background of myself. I am currently 17 years old. I was the head boy in my own school. Actually, we had more of a school cabinet situation in which we had the highest most authority came to the part of school core, which I was a part of. Here we have a horizontal form of authority. Next, I also started my Changemakers initiative. I was one of the founding members in my school, where we tackle socio-economical problems in our society, and we give platform to other young minds that want to target these problems and come across with solutions to the current situations that we are facing. The very first thing that you need to keep in mind is to know your field. I don't care if you come from if you're going to go in a commerce background, in a science background, or an arts background. Me personally, coming from a commerce background, I have much more experience in that field. But let's take a general guideline of this. First of all, you need to know your field. You need to know the requirements of your field, what you're supposed to do, and the very easiest way that you can tackle this for specific courses is that you can talk to your seniors. In my case, what I did was, the very first date that I started my journey in this commerce stream is that I talked to a lot of my seniors, and I gained a sort of a perspective of what the entirety of the field was and what it expected from me. You should know what your field expects from you, basically. So you should be clear in the fact that supposedly if you're taking a commerce background, commerce stream, then your field does not require you to be very academically strong. Of course, you do need to still score good marks, but that is not the priority. In the commerce field, you need to understand that the field requires you to have a generalized view about what a business is, how it operates, and what are the different factors that comes into play while operating a business or working into the finance field. And on the contrary, if you take a stream like science, in that you need to have some sort of an academic rigor, which can only be developed through time. If you're up for it, great for you. In my situation, I chose the commerce field because I had a lot of interest in it, and secondly, I saw myself building a future in this. Talk to your seniors, get to know what the requirement of the field is, and get to know what the subjects require you to do. For example, if we take a subject like English, it does not require you to put in hours and hours of effort. You can just study for the subject just the day before the exam and you're good to go. But on the contrary, for subjects like maths or accounts, you need to put in consistency. You need to work on those problems. You need to understand the concepts. Otherwise, you won't be able to crack the problems that are going to come in the exams and all. Secondly, you need to focus on the resources. You need to look at the books, the YouTube videos, or even if you're going to a certain coaching, and look at the coachings in your locality. For commerce field specifically, the books that I would recommend for subjects in order wise, very first being English. For English, I would suggest that NCERT works very fine, or any other supplementary book that your school has already provided you with. On the contrary, if you want to have an extra book, I would recommend getting a BBC, because with BBC Compactor you get actually a small literature companion. In that, all the chapters are covered in summary, and you get the question answers on your fingertips, and you can just read through it and get an overview of what the subject, what the chapter is and what it requires. Then we move on to maths. I personally took maths, and for me, I guess NCERT works the best. And then if you want to excel in that, NCERT Exemplar is the next way to go. I'm not really sure about what the science field does require you to do, but in the in commerce field, doing maths from NCRT is more than enough. And if you still want to excel and you want to gain that extra bit of knowledge, if you're curious in that situation, then getting an NCRT exemplar works absolutely fine. And then on third, we come to accounts. For that, there are two major players in this category. It is T.S. Garewal or there is D.K. Goyal. I personally have studied from T.S. Garewal in both 11th and 12th. That is what was suggested to me by my teachers and my coaching staff. But according to you can even opt for D.K. Goyal, or you can go the basic route by following the NCRT. Although I would suggest you to follow either these two, D.K. Goyal or T.S. Garewal, because these will provide you a better understanding of the concept and a much wider range of questions that you can follow through. And for economics, there are a lot of different players, but what I have heard a majority of the times being recalled is Sandeep Garg, Radha Bahuguna and VK Ori. I personally have again followed VK Ori both in my 11th and my 12th, and I would suggest the same. But if your school has opted to follow through with NCRT, that is also absolutely fine. But you can go through any of these three major players and pick according to your choice, or ask your seniors what do they recommend. Out of majorly, the only three that I would recommend is Sandeep Garg, Radha Bahuguna and VK Ori. Then coming on to subjects like business studies. Business studies is a lot theoretical heavy, and if you do want me to bisect each and every subject and how I studied for it and how I would propose you to study, do let me know about that in the comments. But keeping that aside, business studies is a very theoretically heavy subject, and for that, even if you're preparing for boards or COET in future, I would say that NCRT is more than enough. It is the only subject where I would say that NCRT is the only book that you should follow, and don't try and look at any other book. But other than that, if any supplementary material has been provided to you by your YouTube channels or any other online or offline coaching that you're following, please do follow that. Then we come on to the YouTube channels that you can follow as if you're opting for the commerce field. The very two major players in the YouTube industry that are right now, which I have personally been learning from, because after coaching in school, these are the only saviors that you're gonna have. It is Sunil Panda, and secondly being the legendary Rajat Arora. I know you've heard his name a lot, but I do sincerely request you to go and look at his channel. His content is like gold. If you understand it, if you're able to grasp it, nothing better than that. These are two of the best players, two of the best teachers online that are easily and freely available. So I do recommend you go and check them out. Thirdly, being for your entire holistic development, I would encourage you to pick up a hobby that you really do like, or you have been planning to pursue it when you enter into 11th, because in 11th, if you're in the arts or the commerce field, you considerably have a lot more time to expand your different niches or to develop yourself in a much better way. Hobbies, me personally, I have been debating for the past 6 years. I have been judging debates for the past 2 years, and that is something that I genuinely love, and that is something that I would continue into my college years also. Moving forward, I would also go and consider debating in my college. I also do like organizing. I have, as being part of the school corps or in the school cabinet, as you say, I have been organizing a lot of events, and that is something that I really do like. I do like organizing. And with that, it has also helped me develop a very good CV. You do need to take this into consideration, that if you start developing your CV now, although it is considerably late, you should have focused it on your starting from your 9th class, but still you do have 2 more years to work on it. I would strongly suggest you to look at building your CV, gain knowledge via YouTube videos, or even the content that I'm going to be publishing in the future years or the future days. Then coming on to the very final thing, that is, you should understand what each and every subject requires you to put in, the effort that each and every subject requires. As again that I've already stated in earlier, that English is a subject that you do not really have to put in a lot of effort. Even if you study the night before, you're good to go. But subjects like maths and accounts, or in sciences, you can say the major three: physics, chemistry, maths, and bio if you're opting for PCB. Those are some of the subjects that you have to put in efforts each and every day and consistently. And I hope that you are aware about the concept of compounding, which I have seen and I've also regretted a lot, because that is something that I did not follow, and thought, and I hope that you will be able to grasp something out of this, some little bit of knowledge that you would feel is valuable to you, then that is great. I would feel accomplished. But I would say that understand what each and every subject requires. For example, if a subject like business studies is there is a lot of conceptual and also learning involved. उसके अंदर सिर्फ रट्टा चलेगा. You cannot escape from that. But that is something that can be done every once a week or twice a week, not every day, because that is not possible. But then again, subjects like accountancy and maths are something that you should practice daily and inculcate in your own schedule, be it at night or be it early morning. Try and inculcate 1 hour of studying for each and every subject. I know it sounds like really less, but this is something that will help you in the final months before you give your final examinations, because all those hours that you have compounded each and every day will surely help you. Create a schedule and understand what priorities that you have set for yourself. You are intelligent enough to understand that you have to prioritize something or the other in a certain order. Again, I would like to tell you know or put it in your consciousness that everybody's priority is not school. And that is something that came shocking to me as well. But this is something that I've learned over the years, that when you take into consideration the years that we are in, being 16, 17, 18, these are years that we find our passion, we understand who we are as an individual, although that will take a lot of time and a lot of self realization, but that is something that we start to inculcate and start to understand as we go on. And when you notice that you are able to manage what you really love, and with that you're also able to manage your academics, that is the sweet spot that you want to hit. Everything works in balance if you work in balance. So my request to you would be that create a schedule. I know that you're going to spend around 8 hours in your school, 4 hours in your coaching, 1 to 2 hours doing miscellaneous activities or going down and playing. That is absolutely fine. You do need to prioritize in the rest of the hours that you have left what you want to do. Do you want to spend your time scrolling on social media, or you want to spend your time building yourself up to something that is worth living? Because we all have only one life, and as soon as you realize that, the better it is. Prioritize what you have to do. Put into consideration after your units, you will come to know which subjects is it that you're lacking, which subjects it is that you're excelling, in which subjects you don't have to put in a lot of effort, in which you do, and create something that suits you. Because I cannot give you any advice that will work for each and every person. Everything has to be subjectively done according to your own consciousness and according to your own intelligence. With that, I'll leave you to enjoy your 11th. Do keep it into consideration that there are a lot of different things that you also have to keep in mind and do, because this is your very crucial years and you need to understand you are in your do or die situation. As soon as you realize that, the better it is. And with that, let's end the video. Thank you for watching Vicitrium. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great life. Thank you.